Now this is your 8th lecture, paper number EL5504, unit 4, noise. In this lecture, transient time noise, noise calculation, addition of noise due to several sources we are discussing in this lecture. Thank you. Now we are discussing about the resistance noise generator. Resistance noise generator. For this, if an ordinary resistor at the standard temperature set temperature we are taking 17 degree Celsius, that means it is equal to 290 Kelvin. It is not connected to any voltage source. It might at first be thought that there is no voltage to be measured across it. That is correct if the measuring instrument is a DC voltmeter, but it is incorrect if a very sensitive electronic voltmeter is used. The resistor is a noise generator and there are many, even if quite a large voltage across it. Since it is random and therefore has a finite RMS value but no DC component, only the AC meter will register a reading. This noise voltage is caused by the random movement of the electrons within the resistor, which constitutes a current. It is true that as many electrons arrive at one end of the resistor as the other over the long period of time. At any instant of time, there are bound to be more electrons arriving at one particular end than at the other particular end because their movement is random. The rate of arrival of electrons at either end of the resistor therefore varies randomly, and so does the potential difference between the two ends. A random voltage across the resistor definitely exists and may be both measured and calculated. It must be realized that all the formulas referring to random noise are applicable only to the RMS value of such noise, not to its instantaneous value, which is quite unpredictable. So far as peak noise voltage are concerned, all that may be stated is that they are unlikely to have values in excess of 10 times the RMS value. For that, we have to use the circuit of the resistance noise generator. So this is our circuit. This is our R. This is our Vn. And in between this, there is a load resistance RL. This is the resistance noise generator. Load RL, internal resistance R, noise voltage Vn. We know that Pn is equal to directly proportional to T into delta F. It is equal to Kt delta F. Using this equation, the equivalent circuit of a resistor as a noise generator is drawn like this. And from this resistor's equivalent noise voltage, to find out the equivalent noise voltage Vn, may be calculated with the help of this circuit. Assume that RL is a noise less and receiving the maximum noise power generated by R. Under this condition of maximum power transfer, RL must be equal to the R. Then we can write that Pn is equal to V square upon RL. This is equal to V square upon R. This is equal to Vn upon 2 square upon R. This is equal to Vn square upon 4R. This is simple calculation. So we can write, make the Vn as a subject formula. Vn square is equal to 4R Pn. Pn is nothing but Pn is equal to maximum noise power output of a resistor, and this is equal to 4R Kt delta F. This is our equation number A. And also we can write Vn is equal to under root of 4 Kt delta F R. This is our equation B. It is seen from the equation B that the square of the RMS noise voltage associated with a resistor is proportional to the absolute temperature of the resistor and also the value of its resistance and the bandwidth over which the noise is measured. Note that specially the generated noise voltage is quite independent of the frequency at which it is measured. I repeat, note specially that the generated noise voltage is quite independent of the frequency at which it is measured. This stems from the fact that it is random and therefore evenly distributed over the frequency spectrum. With the help of this equation, we calculate the one example. So the example is an amplifier operating over the frequency range from 18 to 20 megahertz. 18 to 20 megahertz has a 10 kilo ohm input resistor. What is the RMS noise voltage? That we want to find out. What is the RMS noise voltage at the input to this amplifier if the ambient temperature is 27 degree centigrade? 27 degree centigrade. That is equal to 27 plus 273. It is equal to capital T. So we know that Vn is equal to under root of 4 Kt delta F R. I repeat the example. An amplifier operating over the frequency range of from 18 to 20 megahertz has a 10 kilo ohm input resistor. What is the RMS noise voltage at the input to this amplifier if the ambient temperature is 27 degrees centigrade? So we want to find out Vn. In last lecture we know that Vn is equal to under root of 4 Kt delta F R. So this is equal to under root of 4 into 1.38 into 10 raised to minus 23 into 27 plus 273 into 20 minus 18, this one, into 10 raised to 6 and into 10 raised to 4. This is our equation. And this is equal to, you calculate this, all this, and this is equal to 18.2 microfarad volt, it is equal to 18.2 microvolt. This is the answer. As we can see from this example, it would be futile to expect this amplifier to handle signals unless they were considerably larger than 18.2 microvolt. A low voltage fed to this amplifier would be masked by the noise and it is lost. The next one is the short noise. The next one is the short noise. What is short noise? So here, thermal agitation is by no means the only source of noise in receivers. The most important of all the other sources is the short effect, which leads to short noise in all amplifying devices and virtually all active devices. It is caused by random variation in the arrival of the electrons. Random variations in the arrival of electrons, or we can say holes, at the output electrode of an amplifying device and appears as a randomly varying noise current superimposed on the output. When amplified, it is supposed to sound as though a shower of lead shot were falling on a metal sheet. Hence the name is short noise. Although the average output current of a device is governed by the various bias voltage at any instant of time, there may be more or fewer electrons arriving at the output electrode. In bipolar transistors, this is mainly a result of the random drift of the discrete current carries across the junctions. The path taken are random and therefore unequal, so that although the average collector current is constant, minute variations nevertheless occur. Short noise behaves in a similar manner to thermal agitation noise, apart from the fact that it has a different source. Many variables are involved in the generation of the noise in the various amplifying device, and so it is customary to be used approximate equations for it. In addition, short noise current is a little difficult. Short noise current is a little difficult to add to the thermal noise voltage in calculations, so that for all devices with the exception of the diode, short noise formula used are generally simplified. The most convenient method of dealing with the short noise is to find the value or formula for the equivalent input noise resistor. This precedes the device, which is now assumed to be noiseless and has a value such that the same amount of noise is present at the output of the equivalent system as the practical amplifier. The noise current has been replaced by a resistance, so that it is now easier to add short noise to the thermal noise. It has also been referred to the input of the amplifier, which is a much more convenient place, as will be seen. Then we can discuss about the transient time noise. Transit time noise. If the time taken by the electron to travel from the emitter to the collector of a transistor becomes significant to the period of the signal being amplified, that means at frequencies in the upper VHF, very high frequency, upper VHF range and beyond, more than this, the so-called transit time effect takes place. and the noise input admittance of the transistor increases. The minute currents included in the input of the device by random fluctuations in the output current becomes of great importance at such frequencies and create random noise. Once this high frequency noise makes its presence felt, it goes on increasing with frequency at a rate that soon approach 6 decibels, 6 dB per octave. And this random noise then quickly predominates over the other forms. The result of all this is that it is preferable to measure noise at such high frequencies instead of trying to calculate an input equivalent noise resistance for it. RF transistors are remarkably low noise. A noise figure as low as 1 dB is possible with transistor amplifier well into the UHF range. UHF range, ultra high frequency range. UHF range means ultra high frequency range. That complete your chapter number 8. Thank you.